I'm seeing Voldemort basically look at the HellRaisers playbook from like last patch, you know, like a month ago, and go, what did they pick? Like this is what they're basically doing. Rubik, again, in terms of current, very strong hero, of course, like you can't fault it. And then the DP pick, that's kind of where I have the question mark right now, because my fear is they're potentially like flexing it like HellRaisers used to do back in the day between 5 and mid, maybe even offlane, or it's just an early pick. With the AA response from HellRaisers, it does force it down the order in which you probably don't want it in a core roll straight up, because against a very organized team, it's hard to play the DP. You go to a tower, one tiny stun into AO, you disappear. Suddenly now your whole push for 2 minutes is gone. You can't really play much Dota.
They might be able to pick an Oracle to enable it. Maybe a Tusk. Just some hard combo breaker. I wouldn't be surprised if HellRaisers takes one of them out of the pool. Because like you said, it is a very one-to-one counter between AA and Death Prophet. If you give AA like a single stun, in this case already tiny kind of, but usually in the carry roll you get like a Sven or something, Wraith King. Those are like the number. No, I guess Chaos Knight's in there too, but in terms of this meta, I'd say Sven's the most likely. You just want some reliable low cooldown, and it's like really hard for Death Prophet to play the game she wants to play. So I don't know though. I feel like I've seen some like 5-position DPs, and I'm just like, it's not quite as versatile as the Veno. I think it is a hero that functions on getting some early momentum and utilizing that farm. So maybe offlane. I'm not sure.
In a role, hopefully. No, yeah, I think it's between.
It's in the game.
Yeah, it's in the game. It's good for them, guys. Congratulations, Voldemort. You have picked a hero that can play in the map. No, but yeah, I'm kind of on the line of BSJ where the patch has driven away from DP maybe being viable. Again, I'm ready to be proven wrong, but I'd rather see it with items playing off a timing. Just it's hard to speculate, because if it was HellRaisers picking it though, I'd probably sit here and sing praise about the flexibility of the hero. I've seen them do it before, but because I'm seeing it on the other side, I can't really give it the same level of respect as a pick, so it's hard.
So what you're telling me, if HR had picked this, everything would be all fine, you'd be completely all for it, and because Voldemort have done it, you have no interest in it at all, and it's probably not viable.
Yeah, I've not seen them do it before. There we go.
Okay. Poor Voldemort, they're getting a real rough time here. They should have chosen a better name if they wanted people to be nice about them.
That's true. They put themselves in this position, and they will have to deal with it.
How crazy is it for them to pick Sven here? Because I think Sven's like really good for the HellRaiser side. And I think they're going to pick it fourth if you leave it in. And it's also pretty decent against the Nature's Prophet in lane. So it's like the number one hero that comes to mind when I see AA. And it's also good against Prophet. So it's like I almost certain we're going to see a Sven here. But I think they're also like thinking this Prophet's really good against the Oracle, which is the natural way for them to respond to the AA. So I do like the Prophet pick a lot. Like you said, when the other team's responding to your picks, you want your picks to not all get countered by the same stuff. So they're under the impression, okay, we made this kill threat against your DP. You're gonna have to pick a save, and the heroes that save you aren't very good against Prophet. So I think this in laning stage at least. So I do like that idea. It's also like a hero that TP's behind in Orchids, the teammate that's going to be in back. So with their bans though, the Like and Quap, I do think they're gearing up for a DP core. Like I think they're 100% throwing a core because they've dedicated so many bans to enabling it. But like you said, I can't give it as much respect. It does feel like they are a bit behind in the draft again. Just have to save the DP, but also address this Nature's Prophet. A lot of checks to check off here. ET doesn't do either of those really. It's pretty good against it in lane, the Prophet that is, but in terms of game plan, Death Prophet's still ready to just get full to zeroed. Okay, Void is a good one. It's not a low cooldown stun, but it is a very reliable stun to set up the AA blast.
Unless he misses them. But for Void, I'm just looking at HellRaiser's draft, and the ET, it's a good snap pick 5 to deal with the Fury in lane. You're going to be able to get the bonus armor. You're going to have to like muscle up against the Fury and enable whoever's in safe lane. The issue is, it's like you don't really have great lockdown on your heroes right now. You then get Void picked into you. So for HellRaisers, like the key timings of Voldemort is, does DP have ultimate? Yes, no. If yes, go to tower. And all they have to do in HellRaisers is farm, and then when they see that yes call to go push a tower, Void has to TP in, hit a chrono, and then AA it's impossible for him to miss the ult, right? DP dies, and like, I need to see Voldemort like diversify their kind of their play. Their answer to it is a Naga, which is now they have like the 1-for-1 matchup of when Void is strong, Naga should be strong. If Naga is positioned correctly, you can just sing to stop the chrono, but it's so scary, like, that you always have to basically hold song for this chrono. It's super hard to play into that style because it means you can't be super proactive because you're always waiting for them to make the move first. So I don't mind the pick for theory, but just in the game, I think it's going to be so rough and also so greedy. Like, they're a very item dependent lineup against a HellRaisers that can pretty much just play off of levels and just momentum.
I do like the Naga pick a lot. I think it's by far the best pick they could have come up with. Not only is it good against the Void in team fights, but it's also really good in lane here against the Prophet. You're an illusion hero that naturally tanks up to the physical damage of Prophet. Tiny as a support doesn't really threaten you, at least for a while. But you also have the ET fall. I think they were planning this Naga pick because the ET didn't really make sense to me. But now you have like a really good song follow-up with the ET Earth Splitter. It's a pretty potent way to just burst people down. So I was really hating their draft, and the Naga pick makes me hate it less. Like, I do think that was the best pick for them.
So you now dislike it. It's fine.
Even though it's greedy, I think it's like very straightforward how you win with Naga Siren. Like, you're gonna push out lanes, and they're not gonna be able to gank you because your illusions are taking all the dangerous farm. And they do have like a very kill heavy lineup, even though they have like farming heroes like Prophet and Void. They do rely on this Chronosphere team fight combo. And as you said, like, it felt like right now both teams had relied on long cooldowns, and the HellRaisers lineup kind of just used those cooldowns better. Like, if both teams used all their cooldowns, the HellRaisers would come out on top. But Naga really throws a wrench in that equation because suddenly you do have this, like, even though you have Song as a cooldown, you're much more of this consistent lane pressure, push out, like, threaten illusions on waves. So I think it gives them options here. I'm already liking their draft way better than the first game. So hopefully it's not the Raffle Stomp we saw game one.
So we say way better than the first one. There's a positive in there. Okay. We're
I like this draft a lot better.
Yeah, this Night Stalker, like, I was thinking their last hero needs to be someone who can actually start the fight and like make HellRaisers react. Because if they pick another passive hero, they're going to never be able to take the fight. Void can always hold chrono. But now you have this Night Stalker who innately will just be super aggressive. In lane, he's pretty tanky. He can deal with a little bit of a Void right click, so it's going to be pretty decent. And yeah, it's actually not too bad.
Are you going to flip-flop again?
No.
Do you do you see any more?
It's all relative, you know. Like, it's like BSJ said he hated it, then he disliked it. You know, we're going from like -10 to -8 and then -5. You know, like, I'm sitting at like a -2.5 right now.
Ooh,
you know?
That's not bad.
It isn't. It's not.
But you'd put HellRaisers on.
Give me 51 seconds when they pick their hero. If they pick any active mid hero, then like if Puck's still in the pool, I think Puck's still very strong. Like, any hero that can prevent the Night Stalker being mobile in the fight and also have some type of wave clear, I think is super high value.
Okay.
So that's why I think Puck, for example, is very strong here.
What do you reckon they'll lock in, BSJ?
I was thinking of something similar. The only problem is most of those heroes are really bad versus Night Stalker in like a defensive way. So, like, I am a bit concerned if you pick a hero like that where even like a Naga sleep into Night Stalker silence on top of you could be enough to kill you, which is I think what makes this a good pick. But the Batrider is
completely forgot.
I'd say a better version of Puck because I feel like he's a hero that doesn't rely on spellcasting, but once he's pushed Firefly, if you silence him, he's at least not going to die most of the time. So it's a bit different there. And they have the Naga to like lane against it, but as of now, I don't really know where this DP goes. I feel like it can't lane against Prophet. It can kind of lane against Void, but it can't lane against the Batrider, and there's no save for it. So my concern is that this Naga is going to have a lot of farm, but this DP is going to be a non-factor. And I think that's going to be the downfall for Voldemort, but I do think their draft is much better off than the first.
I think we'll have to look out for how HellRaisers set up their lanes, because even though it's Funnick playing the Batrider, they could very easily put the Batrider mid against the DP, apply pressure there, like allow the offlane to kind of get sacked a little bit, but then you have this really strong tempo timing of the Batrider. We saw Nigma at OGA pretty much pick Weehar Batrider super early in most drafts just to have this like 10-15 minute timing of Batriders running at you. And I think it's the exact same thing here, that they might just put in mid, play into the DP, and you're going to have this really strong timing. And again, Naga needs to farm items. Night Stalker does need to farm items as well. So I'm a bit concerned that Raiden, even though their draft does look kind of nice, they have some answers, their timing and that when they can actually be cohesive together might still be a little bit too late to deal with the earlier timing of HellRaisers.
And the fact we're going up against a very stable and consistent team at the same time when you're just playing with a stack is always going to be a bit of a problem here for Voldemort.
Couldn't agree more.
I'm ready, though. This is the game. This is the game the upset's happening. If it's going to happen, this is the one. So, if. Strong if, though.
So I guess we're still sat with the HR camp. It could be them looking at a 2-0 very quickly, but Voldemort have more of a chance this time around. Killer Pigeon was with us last time for a whole game all by himself. Maybe Peksu is with him as well. Let's find out and get into this one.
Thank you, panel. Yes, that's right. We've done it. I've done it. We got it. We got the big brains. That's right. We've done this on purpose. We ran you through me just talking blindly for 25 minutes about Dota so that he could get ample rest so that he could then blow your mind with the analytical wow that is a pro EU player. It is Peksu. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good. Finally here. Getting to actually cast some Dota. Was some rough technical issues, but hopefully we're all settled now and can cast some Dota and watch some good Dota. So yeah, looking forward to this series.
You're quite a fresher, right? Because I think you've done like a few casts before, but you kind of, this is a whole new you. So I love that you were trying to sort everything. You were panicking. You're like, I really want to do this cast, right? Now I can tell you there are other people who've done this for years who just would have been typing in that chat. They still get paid for this, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a nice thing. You wanna get to do this when you get a chance. So it's something that I've been looking to do for a while and see if it's something that I enjoy doing. And so far I've been enjoying doing it. So hopefully I can doing it. And it's always even better. I've been casting NA a bit. I like NA, but obviously EU is still the region that I'm more involved in. So this should be a more interesting series ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. They wanted me to reconnect call. Apparently I sounded a bit Robotnik. Continue. I heard what you said.
Yeah, basically just some nice to get some EU/CS Dota. More stuff about that.
Close line, Like, when you cast these other regions, and it's like, oh well, NA's doing their own thing, SA's doing their own thing. I don't. This isn't what I do.
Yeah, they had some different stuff that I have been seeing, but it's fine as well. Then in this game, kind of like what the Voldemort is doing. The last game they had a pretty rough thing going for them, but in this game they have a lot of factors that can give them a chance or like winning the game. They have a really good Naga pick, and this Night Stalker can deal a lot with their backlines. However, last game they had really rough laning stage, so if they they still have to do better on the lanes. Like that's the first start for Voldemort. If they do better on the lanes, they will always have a chance winning. I do like HellRaisers draft in that sense that they have a lot of synergy with their heroes when it comes down to level 6s and when they have their ultimates ready. So their team fight is gonna be pretty hard to deal with in the early game.
Yeah, so that was. I was gonna say that was something we were talking about like off camera when the panel did that part. Is like we don't usually see an AA this early. You were saying to me that it counts as a DP. The interesting part is like when you have a lineup that uses the rest of the kit. That's when it feels like a hero again.
Yeah, it's like this DP should have a really rough time in this game because he's gonna have already a rough lane against Prophet. Prophet is really good against that Prophet on the lane, and in the game they're gonna have a lot of stuns and a lot of lockdown for this DP, and they have only the Naga to save him kinda. So if Naga is never around, they can just always kill the stats Prophet, and he can't really do much about it. He can build up Yules, maybe survive, but he will still eventually die to this AA blast and stuff. So we should look to see this DP in rough time. Yeah.
I was gonna say like when you describe that sort of situation, usually the backup plan is one of our supports has like a save or something, right?
Yeah.
You do have one reset, but it can be very expensive, and it's the Naga who's probably not going to be there for the first like 3, 4, maybe 5 engagements.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like about DP, you want to have DP in those situations that you just get to run at the enemies and they can't really touch you. But in this game, they can do it, and they like HellRaisers can definitely kill this DP. So they have to play a bit differently. Maybe play in like Night Stalker has to do a lot of work in this game and try to go on the backlines.
Looks like the Rajik's been caught here. They're going to chase down. The old tried to slow it down enough, but no, the stick will keep him alive. Funnick didn't want to dive. Even if I think he would have died for it, but he probably would have got the kill.
He might have gotten the kill. but it's like one of those situations that is it worth it? I mean, he might get the kill, but if he will definitely die for it, and if he doesn't, like, it's just like a risk that you maybe don't want to take, and like eventually he's gonna get like bottle boots, and he's gonna be able to farm in this lane as well. So it's just a risk that you don't necessarily want to take.
That's true. The rough part for him, of course, is that was all of his regen though, right? He's got Mango, but no more health regen for a bit. And the core is still dead for 30. They're going to chase forward in the Yol, go for the Stomp, and it connects on Funnick, and it looks like Funnick's going to go down. That's going to be first blood. They'll get a trade in return. Now Naga coming out ahead on the lane.
Yeah, Funnick tried to dodge the Stomp, but it's a so slow hero without those boots, and gets a slide of it, and Rogix gets the first blood, so... Nice little thing for Voldemort starting off. Already having a better start than the last game, so that's good going for them.
Yeah, and that comes back to that moment, right? Like dive or not dive that we were just discussing. Because once you've done that, it's kind of the argument. Like sometimes maybe it's better to die and try and get the kill, because otherwise, on a hero like Batrider, you've got no regen left. You feel completely just disabled.
Yeah. And like you don't even need to send the region. I think he had his career even dead, so he couldn't send the region. So him dying there is not the worst thing. Obviously, giving the first blood is maybe not the optimal situation, but it's still okay. Like he gets the region and gets the full, and now he's back in the lane and can pressure. But Naga is gonna have a really good lane in this lane. Like I don't see them pressuring him much more after. Like once he gets level 5, I don't really think they can do much to this Naga anymore.
Alright, I think we've figured out the issue. Apparently I'm no longer a robot, hopefully. Maybe I'm debating myself.
Should be fine.
Yeah.
Be fine.
They had double... You were fine, they had double audio, okay?
Okay.
And if there's anything I've learned, it's listening to me once can be torture. But listening to me twice is too far. And Funnick, he feels like it isn't too far this time. He actually goes to the kill.
Yeah. Well, the ET is gonna have harder time laning here. Like it's the first levels when ET is strong against this, but once they get levels on Tiny and the Bat, it's just gonna be like ET is just gonna be feeding on this lane. The good thing that they have is still it's really hard for them to kill the Naga, so that's at least the good stuff that Voldemort has going for them.
It's an interesting point to raise about ET, right? He kind of has this weird window, I feel like, between maybe like level 3 and level 5, where if there's any opponent that will farm stacks, you can't do that, you know, cheeky, let's just stack all the creeps and then mash them in with my staple gun. Do you feel a little bit lost in that support role?
I think it's just more about like when you play against Batrider as ET. Like Batrider is like the first few levels he doesn't really do that much, but once he gets some levels, just like you scale so much better, and you just can't really even get 2 stacks. Like you can see here, he's just dead again. Like so hard to play ET into Batrider once he already got like level 3, level 4. The first few levels, Batrider is kind of a creep, doesn't really do much. But after that timing, it's hard to play hero without this build. You can see Rogix already just goes to jungle because he can just farm there way faster. And I think Yol is doing the right thing though. Like someone needs to be bottom taking the XP. Maybe he needs to just play a bit more safe and take the more chill approach.
Yes, it's definitely, you're gonna have to become intent at some point, because of course they've got that catapult pushing in, right? And like maybe Nature's Prophet rotates, they try and take an elite tower, and he's rotating but towards the top lane. I don't know if they get Boogie here though. It is nighttime, so this feels like a bit of a waste.
They were trying to go on the Miposhka, and then Xani just TPs there, so neither team ends up getting the kills. This is obviously nice for Wish. He gets a little bit of room on the mid lane. He's having a pretty rough laning stage. Like he's doing fine, but he's still like the Prophet is doing way better. So
Radiant structures are
we're gonna
fortified.
have Chrono soon.
I mean, it's one of the big cruxes for Voldy right now is that HellRaisers, their draft is so mobile, right? Like they can rotate very easily, they can make kills happen.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be that factor outside the nights or at nighttime? Does it really feel like it's all Boogie? I say
it's gonna be a lot on him, and then like obviously like if they can defend their towers pretty well with their heroes if they have like heroes set up. If ET is there on the towers defending, they can always set up with a stomp into like some good synergy of spells. So Wish might end up dying.
Yeah. He'll wish for an escape plan, and he might just about get it. Bottles up and finds his way out, and that doesn't mean Funnick rotates for nothing. Uses the lasso as well, and probably just has to go back to base.
Yep. Voldemort is.
Oh, if you're. It's very OPA.
Nice. Well, yeah. Voldemort is doing way better this game at least. Already getting a nicer start of the game. And this is what they need in this lineup for sure, because I think HellRaisers will definitely have a good timing with their like levels when they get them and ultis to like any team fight they want. So they need to delay this game and get this Naga really big in this game, and that's kind of their tools to victory in this game. Yeah. Yeah.
The noise being made the other way as they rotate on the Boogie and find a kill on him.
Yep. You got level 6 on Void. You can just use the Chrono. It's a long cooldown anyway. Get a free kill on your offlaner and just go back to farming. He's going even the Midas route, so he's being the very greedy Void, and that using ulti like that is completely fine.
Yeah, and the rotation from K-Sun isn't punished at all either, right? Because you've already used the Exorcism, there's no pressure on that tier 1 mid from Witch.
Yeah, that was really good. So he's not going travels on Batrider on Panic. I've seen people going for the drums more nowadays on some Batriders. Some Batriders still like the travels, but I definitely can see the drums being better item even on Batrider now, because the changes of the item way cheaper and just feels better. It's kind of like everyone kind of buys the item right now.
Yeah, I felt like even on the previous patch, it was that item that was probably going to slip in if there wasn't a big patch drop.
Yeah.
It was just kind of creeping in, right? We've had Veil in the past. There's always that item that slots in. Especially when you consider the finish time that most teams are aiming for. Like, you use your charges efficiently.
Yeah.
Especially with a hero like Nature's Prophet, who is just going to go for the typical expected build straight into the awkward.
Yep.
Nothing too out of the ordinary.
There. Yeah. Good stuff by him. Yol has his 6, so I will look. I think HellRaisers is gonna think about getting this mid tower when they have their next Chrono. But I think Voldemort should be able to defend it. It's like Voldemort just needs to play this game kind of defensively. Obviously, they will need to make moves as well, but like their ideal of this like hold their towers, hold their areas, so they can just get bigger and bigger, and then eventually this Naga is gonna be something that they can't really deal with. Because their lineup is really like later on, this Naga has like 4, 5, 6 slotted. They don't really have much ways of dealing with him. Unless the Void, like if Void can keep up with the farm, with the Midas he can maybe do it.
I should hope so, that's usually why you build this item.
Yeah.
But just an update chat, we're trying something a little bit different with the audio. Let us know if that improves. You always let us know in the chat the correct way, right? It's either robots and Kappas or just robots. And that's how we discern whether you're trolling us or not. And you're honest, so you never lead us astray. Good pressure on the tier 1 in the mid, by the way.
Yeah, they're doing it.
And that's a lot of heroes from Voldy to defend it.
Yeah, they're gonna deny. They're gonna deny the tower. Well, that's a good thing they do. They get the tower without even having to use the Chrono. So even though deny it, it's not that big of a deal, because now it opens up the map for moves that they can do for this Naga as well if they want to. So now the Naga is kind of exposed more for ganks.
I mean, that was kind of the part. That's why I was like, really, like this feels like an odd choice. But I guess the counter argument is, you know, HellRaisers, they've got a Nature's Prophet. He can just turn up at any moment and bonk it down.
He's dead.
Gone.
Yeah.
Nice kill coming out with the AA ultimate.
Yeah, nice synergy of spells there. Tiny with his like good levels, a lot of magic damage and AA blast and free kill on Naga. So good stuff by HellRaisers.
HellRaisers is definitely looking to be a bit more aggressive in this game, which, you know, has kind of summarized the series so far for them. And it fits. So I was saying in the previous cast, I'm going to refer to them as Angry Eyebrows, courtesy of the very imaginative new logo.
Yeah.
We still call them Voldy, you can't call them the whole name. It's either Voldy or DMCA pending.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can't say it. Say Voldy, I guess.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Don't say the whole thing. It's like they're going to really cut you off every time.
Yeah.
All things considered, I mean, that kill on Naga, not too bad it happens at this moment. I think if that happens like 2 more times, the Midas included in Nyx's build now, the difference in gold is where the HellRaisers will really start to take control.
Yeah, and that's like, it's just the bigger thing about that kill is even like, sure, the Naga dies is good, but it's also that Tiny gets more gold, so now once he gets the blink, they're going to have more play potential.
Movement in. Straight on top of him. The stomp doesn't land though. They'll still keep chasing, but Funnick creates the space enough to move away. And they're going to chase for this. If he gets the last 2 out just in time, he's trying to find more time for reinforcements to arrive, but they're just not coming yet. They'll finally arrive. Yes, you go down, but you lose Boogie in response. Nice blast through onto Nikwa. They do see him. The Avalanche slow him down a bit, but they can't find the kill. They might find one on the ET as Nyx It's like, just bash once. I just need one bash.
There we go.
There it is.
Yep. Nicely done there by Funnick. Like, even though he knows he's gonna die, he's gonna make them really work for it, and Diana ends up dying, and the whole play, like, kinda... Because they could have probably gotten that mid tower out of that play, but Diana ends up dying, and the whole play kinda goes away because of that, so... Nicely done by Funnick there, the lasso.
That's it. If you're the Night Stalker there, you're remembering how slow your attack speed is, and then you're looking at your drums and how you use them a few seconds too early.
Yeah.
You wish you could have swung your hand quick enough to kill a Funnick there.
Yep.
All in all, when you consider that's Voldy's play as well, and now no Dark Ascension, this is where HellRaisers just kind of feel unleashed. Straight away, they go into Nico on the top lane.
Yep. Just getting kills all over the place, and Chu is getting more and more farm. And when he gets the blink, like I said, they're gonna have way more of this play potential. They're gonna have Sunny with his Orchid, and they're gonna have a blink Tiny, and then it's gonna be like really, like anyone who shows on the map is gonna be in pressure by Voldy, that is gonna die. So that's gonna be a big. I think it's gonna be the biggest changer for the game. That like the HellRaisers is gonna look to play really fast after that. They're also gonna have the Maelstrom closing on Nyx. So they're gonna have some items coming up shortly, and then I think HellRaisers is gonna amp up the phase of the game again.
That's kind of the scary part about what we're seeing here, right? Is usually when there's a lineup that has something like a Faceless Void, you go that they're the ones locked by their cooldowns. I feel like that's not the case in this game, though, right? Like, looking at Voldy, the Dark Ascension, how important that is, the Exorcism as well.
Yeah.
I feel like they're the team that has to be worried if they misuse one of their spells.
Yeah, they need to be for sure, because like it's the same, like I said, the thing about Dead Prophet. Dead Prophet is gonna... He has a really hard game already. Like, he's playing against a lot of like heroes that can just kill this hero. And if you use your Exo like bad, yeah, he's gonna just end up dying, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, at least he still has his ultimate, you know? I'll give him that credit.
Yeah.
Maybe another day.
That's the thing, like about the HellRaisers lineup, is that they don't really force anything. Like, they don't really use anything to kill the DP there. So once DP is gonna be up again, he has to be scared. Only thing that they can, like, if the Void Chrono is used, then they can kind of think about doing something. But once they keep doing stuff like this, the DP has to always be scared on the map, like where he moves.
Yeah, that's what I usually like to refer to as insurance policies, right? Like, you just hold on to that big ultimate. That Chrono is just a threat.
Yep.
Right? And then if Voldy ever... Like, it's mutually assured destruction usually in games. But in this state, it's like, if you commit to this fight, right, we're going to just drop the A-bomb.
Yeah. And Nick's completely fine with that. He's just fine farming and getting bigger. Like, if he doesn't need to be in these moves, it's fine for him. I think he's more looking to, like, just react for this place, and... They wanna get the bottom tower now, though. Might end up dying here.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, they just scanned. They know he's there. Next, look to cut some trees and move in. They don't want to just show the hand just yet. They don't know where everyone else is or how many heroes are here. Nico, he has to sense something is wrong, but he'll sense it a little bit too late. Look at easy pickings. But in the mid lane, look at the convergence. Voldy, they're trying to open up the map and see if they can do something here. Rubik will go down in the bot lane finally. Can they do something mid? Chasing on Funnick. Boogie tries to stay on top. They sleep does connect, and now Back Rider in a bit of trouble. Try and move up the high ground. The net comes out. There's Ice Blast flying through. Will hit onto Rajix to get him low, and the Dark Ascension used to run away. This song's gonna be thrown out on Rajix. He's like, no, guys, this is not a fight. This is not a fight song, okay? Please, get out quick. They'll try. In the meantime, Imposhka is gonna go down. Swish cleans him up. And they will silence out on Nyx. He has still got that Chrono. Not damage behind it anymore. I guess not. They move away. The Sleeper's gonna get picked on the Chew. He tosses one back, says, okay, trade for trade maybe. He'll give his life over. In return, Boogie, he's tanky enough to keep on going. He silences up on the 2. He's taking a lot of damage, but they want to kill the Nyx. However, they cannot keep him silenced. He moves away from the storm just in time. The Chrono comes out straight away on the Yol. No! Oh, no.
Yeah.
He mistimed it. I think he was expecting the Exorcism to end because it ends like 2 seconds later. And now Wish might die, but I mean, he gets an ultra kill. Yeah, he'll give his life eventually, but now that the Chrono is no longer there, the threat does not loom over Voldy's head.
Yeah. It was a slight misplay by Chuvas. He didn't get a like, he tried to toss the Wish into the AA blast, but he missed it, and it kind of like ended up being a disaster because of that. And then you can see as well that without the AA blast, they can't really just Chrono anyone, or like it's pretty hard at least, because the AA blast is a big factor of the Chrono's damage at this point. The Void doesn't really deal. He deals some damage, but it's still gonna be like, he needs like 1 or 2 more items before he's gonna be like a big threat with just the Chrono. So he kind of needs the AA and the Prophet to stay alive for him to get a lot of value of the chrono right now, and you can see it there that it's not easy to use it without those heroes being alive.
No, it's just the kind of suicidal aspect of Boogie's charge in there, right? Like, he knows he's going down, but the crucial part is that you just can't keep time walking out mischievously. And that's a threat that's always going to be there whenever they're outnumbered until Faceless Void gets a BKB, which he's going for next. Chu chased on 2. Tosses back and forth. Nikos says, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Chu doesn't want to play anymore. However, he doesn't have a choice in the map. As Wish gets himself a double kill. That's a lot of kills on the DP in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
I like what Vold is doing. They know Chrono is in cooldown, so they're basically playing like 4v5 right now. Even though HellRaisers have some strong heroes as well, they have a lot of items as well right now on their course, and they can definitely do this move. So they're kind of trying to answer the pressure of HellRaisers as well right now.
And Rajix is getting to that point where he will be able to pressure a lot as well, because he's almost got the defusal complete.
Yeah.
And that's the point where, you know, we've seen it time and time again, Naga suddenly can just solo kill someone if they get caught out.
Yeah, the defusal is gonna be a good timing for them to think about the fight. He's still gonna be like, he can still definitely die, so he has to still be a bit more like cautious about going in first. But if he can, like, if he's like, Night Stalker is the one that needs to kind of start the fight for them in order for the Naga to do a lot in the fight.
Exactly, and that's why he's going for the Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
Just such a good item in this type of game. He's already previewed how effective it can be against the lineup of HellRaisers if you get deep quickly.
Yep.
Now the question is, HellRaisers, will they try and just get aggressive again? Because the chrono is coming off cooldown. I don't know if you're feeling as confident as you were before that fight in the mid. We'll see. Chu. Sit up. Blinks away in time.
Still a bit hard for the Void to use Chrono if the Naga is around, because there's always gonna be that potential sleep, and then they can just turn around. So they kind of have to see the Naga in order for him to get a good Chrono right now.
And while they do see them top, they know that most of Voldy's side is in the neighborhood. The only one who's not there is Rubik, who did show on the bot lane. He was farming the creeps. And I think it's a case of when you see this in your HellRaisers, you kind of accept that you can farm more of the map right now.
Yeah, and I think Nyx is doing the right thing. Like, I think fighting for them right now is kind of hard, and Nyx kind of needs this BKB, and once he gets that, they definitely have a chance to take a fight. But they're
oh, they're going.
They catch the Naga.
He's been caught. Ice Blast coming through, and that should be able to bring it down. The song is used, but will not get her out. Now Nyx chases forward straight away, no hesitation, throws that chrono out. He says Boogie you can get now.
That is the best way of starting the fight and using the chrono. Just catch the Naga.
That is, I mean, that is true, and that is also Roche.
Yeah.
Straight away. I think it's one of those moments, that Naga song kind of reminded me of, you know, when Enigma's Black Hole for 0.1 seconds?
Yeah.
It's like you were trying to hit the S key, but it didn't quite work.
Yeah. Well, at least it's like, in the end, it's just a Naga song. It's not a Black Hole at least. But still, yeah, the really good stuff for HellRaisers. Now they get to have the BKB coming up. They're looking for more even right now. We all should end up dying.
It's just for the extra kill, and the creep wave's already pushed in here, so they might just try and pressure tower, but the line is drawn. Nick says no, I want more gold, alright?
Yeah.
2 for the price of 1 on towers for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, he wants the chrono and he wants his BKB. There's no reason for him to run for towers. Maybe they will look to go for the top towers and take, like, ward this area and hold it. Rajix is like, he has a decent timing right now with the Manda defusal, but he still dies to any kind of, like, if he gets stunned or lassoed, he will die anytime, because like we said earlier, they don't really have that many like saving supports. They have ET Stomp. That's kind of the only way that they can help this Naga right now. So
exactly, it's not a Shadow Demon or a Winter Wyvern,
yeah.
Right? Like the Naga is jumped. There's no real hesitation that HellRaisers are gonna have.
Yeah.
And when you consider the mobility as well at this stage, right? Kisani, you know, this Nyx prop can be wherever he wants. You now got the boost of travel on Phonic as well. Like they can arrive to assist at any point. However, Nyx, that was cutting it close.
That was kind of close. They
might gonna go in.
Oh.
They need a toss back, but he doesn't have the mana. Oh no! And now the dragon. They actually do find Yol. If he can get the stomp out, maybe it'll be good. BKB from Nyx just to move away. Yol's gonna live as well by the looks of it. He almost goes down. But you've just used your big BKB. They did commit the exorcism, so maybe if you get out clean, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Wish is that they whip the AA Blaster and he instantly uses his exorcism because he knows it's time to go. But unfortunately, Boogie had like 10-second cooldown on Darkness Ascension still. so they kind of were in different page how they want to take the fight, and yeah, they just get away. I mean, they did force out the big AB out of Nick, so there was some things that from both sides, but I still think HellRaisers are more happy about that, because now they will have the chrono up and they can even think about a smoke if they want to look for a fight.
I think the other thing we can kind of like highlight that was it was the cocky carry thing. You've had this, right? You've played enough teams. You've seen where your post one is like, there's no way I could possibly die. And because he did almost get killed by the Naga solo at the beginning of that engagement, that's why it was messier than it maybe should be for HellRaisers. Like if the fight doesn't begin like that, there is no kind of threat as they approach this tier 1.
Yeah. It's pretty hard. They like kind of have to kill them in order to take the tower. We'll see. They might. I think the Vold is gonna leave this tower now because they don't have Exo and they realize that it's really hard to defend it without it. They're even looking to smoke. I think this is the right play from HellRaisers. They wanna get some
especially
stuff
considering Nagas usually want to stay in this area due to the, increase in gold gains.
Yep.
Radiant structures are
I'm gonna cut across though. Looks like it's been read pretty well by Voldy. They suspected something was up with the vision they had and the fact there's only Nature's Prophet pushing top. And someone had to bite the bullet.
This is kind of fine for them though. Like ET dying there, they reveal the smoke, they run all the way. They used like almost 1 minute of time of killing a support, and they did get the tower top. So okay, there was some stuff. They did get a tower at least, so it wasn't the worst thing. But they were looking to get bigger kills out of that smoke for sure.
That was the interesting thing, right? Because they're literally just beaming across the map as quickly as they can. Like, Keisani at no point feels threatened top. Especially with his BKB, you rotate 2 heroes in. Like, what 2 heroes are going to kill him in time?
And they knew he was around. His team was around, so them going for Keisani is like a hard play. I think it's a nice play from HellRaisers. They realize that they make this fast play. They show top, they smoke 4 heroes, and Keisani can always be in the play with the teleport anyway. So nice play. But now they are smoking a Voldy.
Oh dear, Keisani gets caught out, will be brought down. They use the exorcism for the kill, but they need more now. It is a good kill, yes. But can you even reach any new objective with that ultimate? It looks like the exorcism is just going to only achieve that at this rate. They are hunting. I remind people, this is the Dark Ascension as well. Boogie's hunting Couriers with it. Blinks in, does see a kill on him in Poshka, but there's going to be a TP out attempt by the AA, and he will make it. Meanwhile, though, they will lose the Tiny. So 2 kills achieved. Nyx backs off in time. You will still have this Aegis to play with for a little bit after the exorcism.
Yep, they got some nice kills. Obviously, not getting objectives is pretty rough, but gotta remember they still have Aegis on HellRaisers, so I think Voldy can be happy about this move. They just need to be a bit careful now when they spawn to not get caught.
That's a fair point. He wants it. He's going to go for it. There it is. The Ice Blast coming in. Lining up perfectly. Takes the shot. And Nyx moved in with the BKB in the chrono. Catches onto the Rubik. Doesn't care about the song. You can play SingStar you want. Over here, we're playing Dota. And try and chase for more. He will get clipped by the song. It looks like they might get out with only 2 casualties. Now the chrono on cooldown once more. Or will it be 2? Yeah, Rajix, he lost his way. He thought this was the way to safety. He's going to be forced to fight, and Funix
maybe just
might
turns
go
around,
down.
actually.
They're going to turn on Nyx as well. And she doesn't care. Like, Rajix versus the world, and the world will arrive and break you alongside y'all.
That looked a bit scary for them, but nice play by HellRaisers there. Like, even though they're 2 heroes short, they realized that they use a lot to kill them, and they just catch the DP, and like now Void has a BKB, so even though Naga Song's there, the song doesn't do anything, and they just get 2 free kills. But yeah, it was nicely read by HellRaisers there, like using the window that they can just get the kills anyway.
Oh Boogie. Press F to pay respects. You'll try and move away, but the damage is done, and you are going to an early grave. And that's kind of the potency as well, right? Like this is why the Bat Rider is always such a good pick. We saw how quickly he's hunting across this map, but in this game, it's just like a ganking lineup, but they still have solid team fight from just the AA and the Void alone.
Yeah, like they're using their heroes really well. They have like 4 heroes who can basically, well, 3 heroes who can be global, like have some global threat right now, and then Chubas is just running all over the map with his blink and getting kills as well. So they're kind of leaving Vold in really small areas where they can farm.
And they've got another. And we're fishing for a kill, and Equal's going to be the casualty alongside this tier 2. Now, you don't have a Rubik 40, and your song's still on cooldown for 30.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go high ground yet, but this is where they can very easily begin to choke the map and make Voldy feel very small.
Yeah, they should definitely think about getting like deep wards right now and just cutting these waves and not letting them get out of base too much. Like Naga is maybe gonna get some waves killed, but like Holy Steam, they're not looking to do it, but I think it's something that they should look to do because they can definitely, they are definitely in the lead right now, and they could just choke the map for them even bigger, more.
And with a butterfly target by Nyx next, like when you kind of compare the choice of items, right, you're going to get to this point where outside Exorcism is Voldy going to have the damage. Because when I look at the Naga build, you know, you've gone for a Skadi. You're not exactly saying, I'm going to blow a target up, right? It's just, I need more stuff to keep me alive in these fights right now.
Yeah. Yeah, once the butterfly comes there, I think Naga is going to be a hard hero to bring down, but he's already... still something that like it's hard for him to kind of kill anyone. He needs to. It's a lot on the Night Stalker to make the first move kind of in order for the Naga to do a lot in the fight. And if
it's that classic kind of like, you know, crybaby carry, right? Like feed me, and everyone else on the team is just like dragging in the meal.
Yeah, kind of. I mean the Void is like the hardest hero for them right now because he has the BKB. It's like they don't really have any control for him, so he can always get at least like 1 or 2 heroes in the chrono if he and he can choose what he wants to go for. And still the DP is probably the best target if he can catch him with the AA blast as well. He should always die.
And then that aforementioned damage is just gone, and at that point, like your kind of front line does begin to crumble. It feels like there was a point in the game where Boogie was that solid front line that could just, you know, maybe he'll die for it, but he could soak enough damage. Now it feels like you need +1 alongside him, or you can't really stand up to HellRaisers' damage.
Yep.
It will be taken in the bot lane by Voldy, but they need to move back quick because you can already see that HellRaisers are getting ready to poke and prod a little of that high ground. And I cannot emphasize the importance of trying to find Kaysani in these fights now.
I like what Cho'Gath is doing here.
Orchid.
He's placing a ward here in their base, so in
Oh,
late road,
yeah.
Sunny can also TP here himself and maybe catch a good hero.
Bounce on the ult. Moving in, Chrono's going to come out, and they catch the Naga. Ice Blast coming through, the BKB activated. There's no way to try and stop this from following through. Or maybe it will. The Chrono was stolen. It hits on the 2, but Regis is getting extremely low. They need to get one more tap to bring him low enough to make him shatter. They'll use the lasso and get the kill. The big one achieved. Songstress is gone. Naga has to fire back straight away, and now they need to find some kills in return. They will be able to find the big ones as they get the kill on the Nyx. They get on the Nature's Prophet as well. A full retreat from HellRaisers. You do spend a big buyback on the side of Voldy, but not only do you hold, you punish HellRaisers to the extreme.
Yeah.
Thanks, Carl.
Still really good from. I mean, I don't know. It is good for Voldy for sure. And they can get a Roshan now, so in that sense, the buyback is fine. Now they can get the Aegis for Naga, so the buyback is not gonna be completely useless. But maybe slightly overextending from there, from HellRaisers. There, I can say that Nico played that really well. He got the Chrono, and Chrono I think it was the Prophet, and I think there was a Batrider in the Chrono. So that was like a really big bottom time that more heroes didn't die out of the Chrono. So now they can get the Aegis for the Naga and possibly maybe even try to get some objectives, maybe the mid tower or something. Yeah,
and you can really just see how like the Skadi choice has paid off in that, right? Like that survivability. It also felt like there was kind of a frantic panic to try and kill, which is what's happening right now as they chase them. Bushka, Chu's going to arrive. He's going to try to go towards the pit. The song is going to be used. Rajik's able to pick up the Aegis. He might tick out at this rate if he's not careful, though. Batrider. I'm going to chase him, but Slimmer Cape will protect, and he needs to be careful himself. His illusion is going to hurt a little bit. Moving in by Nico, pretty aggressive. Ice Blast follows through. Boogie stances him up and brings down the Batrider. Phonic gone for 70 seconds. Aegis still being maintained by the side of Voldy.
Yeah, pretty close there. He got bashed. Like it was about to be like that. He's gonna get bashed when he was about the song to get the Roshan kill. But yeah, ends up getting the song off and gets the Aegis and the cheese. So, and they get a free kill on the bat. So they're still holding in the game. They're obviously quite a lot behind still, but this is a big factor. Not only that they get the Aegis, it's also denying Aegis from HellRaisers. So they have to play a bit differently. They can't play so aggressive now. They have to still respect the Aegis kind of, because now they can't just chrono the Naga and kill him because it's gonna spawn again. So they have to find a different way of fighting, and that's probably gonna be Dead Prophet being their target. He has a cheese now as well, but at least if they get the AA blast, they can still kill this Dead Prophet. So that's probably the HellRaisers way of thinking now, that they need to kill the Dead Prophet instead of the Naga.
So in a way, what we're really saying is, you know, for HellRaisers, given Voldy getting their hands on the Aegis kind of helped them, because now they might not dive tier 4s to try and kill Voldy.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, Rodgers is gonna get one more item with his Aegis, so that's gonna help his game at least, and it looks like he's going for the butterfly, and I think that's completely fine. However, they do have the... No, he's not, no, he didn't go for the Bloodthorn on Prophet, so yeah, the butterfly is gonna make a big difference once he gets that. But it's gonna be... Like right now with this Aegis, I don't think either team is gonna look to do much. I don't think HellRaisers wants to force a move, and I think Vold is also fine farming, and it's kinda hard for them to just go for an objective and make stuff happen. So this Aegis is probably just to get more farm for the Naga, get one more item for the Naga, and then see if it helps.
Exactly. Like when you look at Voldy, the appreciation is kind of breaching base. If they manage to get in, like the damage they can do is probably higher than HellRaisers.
Yeah.
So if you have to go for that hyper late game scenario, yes, it is a Faceless Void. Yes, it's an Ancient Apparition. But you're not completely helpless. You have got a Naga. You know, you have got this Night Stalker who is going to keep a lot of relevance in the late game. We've been seeing how pivotal I feel like Boogie has been in all these team fights, the way he just breaches the back line. Like that last fight around the Roche pit, right? That could have been 10 times worse for Voldy if he hadn't preemptively jumped the high ground.
Yeah. And now he also has a big AB on Boogie, so it's pretty hard for them to do anything to him. So he can just look to go on this AA every fight, and the AA can't really do much about that.
Funny, he didn't really want this lasso, but he will have it still. Rajik's trying to move away. Nix, I'm up across. Song's been used. They have used the Exorcism as well. They're trying to set up for someone here. They got the Dark Ascension ready to jump in with Boogie. BKB comes out. Kaysani will look to retreat, is able to get out. AC makes him more than tanky enough. However, Chu needs some assistance. He can't get the blink off as they hit him up. The Spirit Siphon kill him off as quickly as you can blink. And they'll hunt through for more. Miposhka's going to be found trying to TP away. That's cute. And they do get kills again, but once again, this is all their ultimates away from objectives.
Yeah, that's like... It's kind of good for HellRaisers in that sense, like you said, like once they get to use the DP ult on their side of the map, they're never gonna use it to get the tower damage, and it's kind of like lacking. I mean, Naga can definitely pressure towers at this point because he has a lot of items, but I don't think they're gonna get this tier 2 tower. But outside of that, I don't think they're gonna get more. And Age is gonna be expiring for the next fight, so now what HellRaisers can do is just to look for the Naga again. Use the chrono for him and try to blow up everything. And if you kill the Naga now, he doesn't have buyback as well. The Age is gonna expire soon, so HellRaisers can.
And that's kind of the... I was gonna say that's kind of like the double-edged sword, shall we say, of like what Voldy do in these fights. They're not risking anything by holding ultimates back. Like every time they commit everything.
Yeah.
To secure a definitive win. And you can see the downside of that. They don't have anything to play around afterwards. But I don't blame them for that, right? Like, you know, HellRaisers are more kind of, you know, in sync stack. They've been playing together longer.
Yeah.
You don't want to underestimate.
Ideally, Voldy would want to use their ultis around like more of the HellRaisers map, but they're also so much behind that they don't really get to play there anyway. Like they don't really naturally play in that side of the map anyway, so they can't really use those ultimates more offensively. They just need to drag this game, get bigger, and then eventually when they keep winning these fights, they can get to pressure those objectives as well.
Yeah, you're just looking for that kind of pivotal mess up where HellRaisers maybe end up in a forced buyback situation.
Yeah.
We always see how hectic late game gets. What was the way it's usually referred to? I think I can't remember what player it was. It was what player that just infamously always referred to late game as more or less a flip of the coin. Like it's just so hectic, anything can happen.
So MKB and Nyx now, so this butterfly is not gonna be as big of a deal now again for Rajik, so he can definitely die. They get the AA blast as well. They're looking to smoke right now. This is pretty good.
Jump in. Full stuff, try and get away. Back right on top of him. He's going to full stuff again. Boogie used the BKB in the Dark Ascension. They're going to chase forward on the Nix, who has used the Time Warp. So has his own BKB in the Chrono. So all of a sudden, that Dark Ascension look away. But the last two, they grab him and Rajik. That's the big target they need. They do steal the last two, but they're not even close enough to use it. And Rajik is going to go down dead for 105 seconds. And you know that crucial buyback moment I was talking about? Well, that's the dieback from earlier, 6 minutes ago when they were in the base.
Yeah.
They're hunting.
That was a really odd start for the fight. They wanted to go for the Batrider, and they just forced to tap him away, and then they just kite them, and suddenly the Naga is the one getting caught, and oh well, he's out of buyback now, and they're gonna look to push, and they still have the Chrono, so this is gonna be a really hard defense for Voldy.
Hard doesn't quite do it justice here.
Yeah.
I mean, a Glyph will get you for a few seconds of that, but 70 seconds without the Naga, you might end up giving over a lane now. And just look at Kaysani, he's like, okay, it's okay, I got vision.
Well, they do have Axe, Lasso, and Rubik, and that Axe did get buffed on Batrider, so it is a bigger range that you can get double hero. So there is a small chance that maybe the Rubik can do something big with this lasso. But it is still gonna be a hard. It's gonna still be a hard defense for sure.
It's that kind of the painful part of it is how do you get in and then get out dragging targets? Okay, if one of them comes to you like this, that's a bit of a freebie. But you'll only get the one.
Shuvash did the same thing that he did before and placed the ward again in the same place. This time he gets spotted. Looks like it's gonna be a Rex anyway, yep.
Yeah. They can't deal with KSI. Like, if you try and directly fight him, he's gonna obliterate you. Nyx does have the chrono, but they won't give him an opportunity to use it. You don't really want to use it on anything but the Naga every time anyway. Oh, Funnick.
Oh.
He says, okay, Niqua's going to be frustrating for us. Well, let's get rid of him. Gone for 65 seconds. Nyx says, okay, range racks it is. Thank you.
I was about to say that this is not even that bad for Voldy that they lose only one side, but then Niqua goes for something
He's going in. He's going to commit the chrono straight away onto the VP. Force the buyback out of the Rubik, but who cares? You're going straight. He's going to wish you'd be able to find it in time. They're not able to save the day with the song, but Rajik's making 2 summon off. Boogie's BKB's run out soon, and Kaysani doesn't give a damn. He holds his ground, but he has lost his space as void, and the TP out will be cancelled. They'll bring down the Nature's Prophet. The buyback from the AA is going to achieve nothing, and that 100 forward for Funnick. They'll find him before he can escape as well. They keep him silenced up. Stun to slow him. Got Blink Dagger in 3 seconds, but I don't know if he's going to get a chance to use it. It looks like he breaks line of sight and is able to TP away. They will not get the gem. No!
The ulti just ran out as well, so okay.
You could see him. He was halfway through the animation.
Well, there was some buybacks used on both sides there. So, I don't know. Voldy can still be a little bit happy about it. Obviously, they lose a set of racks, but that could have been so much worse when the Naga was dead for almost 2 minutes. So, now they could think about even trying to pressure a bit. They don't know that the Void doesn't have buyback, so they could look to get more aggressive on the map, but they might just use this time to get farm because they still don't have Dead Prophet, so it's a bit hard for them to make the move.
Yeah, I don't think you're like changing your plan based on does Void have buyback or not, right? Because he did use the chrono at least. But in that case of right now, you're going, they've got an Nature's Prophet, they've got a Batrider, they've got an AA. Pushing in is going to be really hard. I kind of want more items.
We can still see how fast that the Void can still die if this Naga gets to go on him. It has been like most of the fights have been going this way that Rajik has died to either stuns or chrono, and the fight is kind of just over there. But if the Naga actually is not the one getting into chrono, he can do a lot with. He's really big right now, and he also got a Illu Cave, which is like probably one of the best items for Naga right now. So that is gonna help their split pushing game a lot more as well. It's gonna be an annoying illusion to deal with.
And I mean, you mentioned the Void. You can see how tough this game is for him. Look what is queued up next. You never feel good, especially if you're the POS 1, when you have to take this build in the game. BKB and Lincolns.
Yeah. The good thing for him is that he does have a lot of damage already, so the Lincolns, I can kind of see it in this game specifically, because there is the Naga with the Abyssal now as well, and the Root, and he doesn't have a Manta or anything like that, so once the BKB is down, he can just die to this Naga, so it's okay.
It could be almost impossible to lock down now that he also has the Minotaur Horn as well.
Yeah, the rough part is that there is the Rubik that can always break the Lincolns pretty easily, so not sure if that's the best item, but I can see his reasoning for the game. Like, he does want something that he can just stay alive a little bit longer.
It's also a Rubik that isn't going to easily die because there's an Aeon Disc. The smoke on smoke is going to break. Funnick jumps in straight away. The last thing you want to Wish. The steel's going to come out. Niqua, he only gets the sticky napalm. He's left with sticky hands. Wish is able to move away, though. They drag the fight apart, but Chu has to buy back in the end as he does go down. Nyx moving in. Chrono's going to be there, but not on the Rajik. He goes straight for the bigger target of Wish. They need to get rid of him. They'll be able to do exactly that. Song of the Siren, they'll be able to catch on the Nyx, but they don't want it. Rajik just wants out. Everyone on Voldy hits the TP and leaves for base. Yeah. But that might now be HellRaisers able to get Roche.
Yeah, I think that is gonna be it. They don't have buyback on Wish. That was I mean, that's the power of Void right now. He's so strong, like, just sees this TP and just kills the TP right away. You know, even without AA blast or anything. Like, he's so farmed himself now that he doesn't need those heroes. So, like, this is gonna be the decision that even though they have the song, they do have the BKBs now that it doesn't really help against the Void anymore that much. So they get an axe as well for the Void. That's pretty neat item for him.
Pretty spooky.
Did leave the cheese in the pit though.
We've seen this many times before.
Yeah, I always tend to say to my teams that pick up the cheese, but there's sometimes people forget it.
It's just like one of those moments, you just have a moment that you've had in the past where you lost the game because of it, and you just play that on repeat for them.
Yeah.
Is it like
I don't know why people.
What was this?
Yeah, I don't know why people always forget about the cheese, but they end up picking it up. So
you know what it is, right? It's that excitement when you see an Ags. You're like, yeah, who's gonna get the Ags? And you have like a 2-minute discussion about the Ags, and the cheese just sitting there going, guys,
yeah, definitely.
does no one want me?
People are more interested about the axe in the refresher than the cheese that is gonna be there lying on the ground.
You know, it's been in Roshan's pocket for God knows how long. You can call it mature, but it just reeks. I don't want it. Well, they at least remembered it this time. They gave it to Funnick. Understandable. Like he's understood his role in this game very well. It's very much mirroring what Boogie does. I just go in and I don't care about whether I'm leaving in a body bag or leaving on a throne. All right, I'm gonna do my piece. I'm gonna go as deep as need.
He also has a Shaco now on bat, so he's really hard hero to bring down. He has a BKB, Shiva, and Shaco, like, and the cheese. So I don't see this battery dying. It's gonna be an annoying nuisance for the Voldy to deal with. He's gonna be sticking those napalms and getting some good damage on those illusions as well. So it's gonna be a hard hero to deal with as well for right now. It's kind of like, I think it's pretty hard for Voldy to kill anyone right now. Like they have, like all those heroes have a lot of like mobility and like saving items. AA has a Force Staff and a Ghost Scepter. They have a Glimmer K Force Staff on a Tiny, and just very tanky heroes. And I think the Void might even be the easiest, one of the easier targets to kill. But he does have Aegis now as well, so they don't really want to.
Lincoln's Aegis, BKB, Minotaur Horn. I was gonna say like the one you really need to find is Kisani, but something he's been really good at pretty consistently through this game is being on the edge of the fight, right? Like he only goes deep if it's for like a high priority kill. Yeah. So he's never easy to find.
Yeah, he understands that it's like, especially with this Abyssal, that he can die if he gets out of position. So he's been playing good on the positioning game, and you can see that he only died 3 times in this game.
Masu, jump in. Interrupted, but they still get the stuns out, and it's going to be Proc. They're Prophet trying to buy some time. He was going to be there. Chrono gets thrown out, but faces Void, hit up by that song. Yes, he Chrono's on the 2 of them just in time. They'll both be stuck there together, but now they're moving in. They're trying to make a kill happen. Batrider's stunned up by the last 2. Trying to move away. The Bash is going to come out. Eats the cheese. You said he was tanky, but he's still not tanky enough. He's going to be brought down. Nick's going to be turned on the Lincolns. They're going to just parade away, wail away on top of him. And Nick's able to time walk out just in time. Yo down to half HP, and K-Sign just give him the right click. We'll be able to bring him down. He'll turn around now onto Rajik. They move straight in on top of K-Sign. The BKB gets activated. Ignores Witch. Goes straight for the Naga. He knows that they can bring him down. They can maybe win the game. He'll be able to do it. Naga is dead. Nick's getting low. Aegis going to be expended. Witch trying to do what he can, but he's being ignored for the most. K-Sign trying to heal up the best he can. Will be brought down. He's going to buy back straight away. He's able to TP back in the fight with Nyx now ready to rumble. They can just turn around onto the DP and bring it down. Yules to try and dodge out. It's going to be extremely low. The buyback from Naga is enough to turn around on Nyx though and bring him down. But K-Sani, he fought back for this. He jumps straight into the fight. Boogie going to be brought low. We'll be able to get rid of Rubik, and now the ultra kill already. K-Sani, but will give over his life. Rajik's with the double kill, it's able to hold the base. Now 120 seconds because you just die back on your Nature's Prophet.
That was a lot of stuff happening in that fight. One thing, like the Void, like one thing you can see, the 5-second BKB coming into play, that even though he gets the BKB ulti on the Naga and the BP, once the BKB is, once it's not that long anymore, it's just, you can see that the song gonna go off on the Chrono and they don't end up killing them. But also the funny thing is there, like Sunny was like 15 seconds just standing still and hitting, A-clicking the ground and just hitting anything he could, and just like being this like tanky raid boss and just killing anything. But a lot of buybacks coming out, and they do get the dieback on the Xani, so they definitely can force something out of this.
They could force plenty actually. DD and Boogie, no Chrono now for 60 seconds, and no way that Nature's Prophet is going to be back for 70 more. This should be a lane.
Yeah. The thing is that they also have 2 heroes dying, so
it's a bit tough.
Yeah,
and there's the last 2 jump in, but there's the Abyssal straight away. The Ice Blast to flow through. Batrider with the BKB to try and move away. Does get stunned up. They gets down to Boogie with the BKB. And the DD says, look who's the stronger offlaner. Pummels the crap out of the owner of the bat. And sends him down to a floppy grave. Chew, just testing buttons. He's noticed that all of his buttons work. And now he would rather be left alone. Boogie will just eat the cheese. They'll move across to the mid lane. Continue to wail away on the buildings.
Funny is it's also dead without dieback. If they have some travels here, they can buy travels and maybe even like, yeah, they can't really go for throne, but they can.
Yeah, they don't have X's in 25, right?
Yeah,
everyone's gonna be up. If you like X's them and there's a misplay, you lose the game at this point. Like this is the Tia. One mistake either side, end the game.
Yep.
Moving in, BKB, Nick going in, doesn't have the Chrono on the Rajik straight away. He tries to Abyssal dodge away, but it won't work. He's gone. Down for 125 seconds, no way back in, and this might be the moment where HellRaisers just wail at home. They just run down mid after killing the Yol. Because now they have the keys to the base. Y'all will waste their time, though.
Yeah, maybe they get a little bit greedy there. Like, I think they could do the play, but they need to get Wish and Nico there right away. But they end up pushing the bottom lane, which is probably the right play as well. They just need to maybe like a slight miscommunication there by like how they want to do that. They could like do one play, but they end up doing kind of like two stuff at the same time, and Rodgers ends up dying for it.
I don't get it, Pexu. Who's winning? Is it Harry or Voldemort?
It's hard to say. I mean, right now, HellRaisers is gonna have a good timing to go again. Now they don't have Naga. They know that he has no buyback, so... And they have the Chrono again, so... Also, they don't have buybacks on... Who else? Spooky doesn't have buyback. Yeah, they
Oh, maybe him. Boogie like a madman out of hell, straight away on top of Nick. Able to move away quickly with the time walk. The last two turn around for the Chrono. Everyone's stuck inside of it. Nick! This is the play they needed. He'll move straight in and eviscerate the side of Voldy. Buybacks will not bring you back into this one because now they can just move straight onto the throne.
Yeah.
GG comes out, and I'll give credit to Voldy. You didn't catch all of Pepsi. You're basically trying to do your tech stuff. This, like, I think the panel said game one was the one where Voldy might take it, but this was the game where